Hey, fruit fanatics! Welcome back to Tease Your Mind, your juiciest brain-busting zone. Are you ready to spot the odd fruit out in 30 wild emoji challenges? Let's see if you can peel your way to victory or get squeezed into a loser's pulp. Let's dive into the fruity fun. Here's the odd apple. You picked that winner. Core-tastic. Can you banana the next fruit? Here's the odd banana. You peeled that guess? Absolutely amazing. Ready to orange the next one? Here's the odd orange. You juiced that win. Zesty genius. Can you strawberry the next fruit? Here's the odd strawberry. You buried that guess. Red hot win. Got a blueberry for the next one? Here's the odd blueberry. You popped that win. Berry brilliant. Ready to watermelon the next fruit? Here's the odd watermelon. You sliced that guess. Juicy jackpot. Can you grape the next one? Here's the odd grapes. You clustered that win. Vine-tastic. Got a mango for the next fruit? Here's the odd mango. You mangled that guess. Tropical triumph. Ready to pineapple the next one? Here's the odd pineapple. You crowned that win. Spiky success. Can you kiwi the next fruit? Here's the odd kiwi. You scratched that guess. Fuzzy fun. Ready to avocado the next one? Here's the odd avocado. You pitted that win. Guac-tacular. Can you peach the next fruit? Here's the odd peach. You ripened that guess. Peachy keen. Got a plum for the next one? Here's the odd plum. You plucked that win. Purplicious. Ready to cherry the next fruit? Here's the odd cherry. You popped that guess. Cherry on top. Can you pair the next one? Here's the odd pear. You paired that win. Perfectly done. Got a raspberry for the next fruit? Here's the odd raspberry. You buried that guess. Tart triumph. Ready to blackberry the next one? Here's the odd blackberry. You picked that win? Berry bold. Can you pomegranate the next fruit? Here's the odd pomegranate. You cracked that guess. Seed sessional. Got a cantaloupe for the next one? Here's the odd cantaloupe. You meloned that win? Sweet slice. Ready to honeydew the next fruit? Here's the odd honeydew. You dude that guess, honeyed heaven. Can you lemon the next one? Here's Here's the odd lemon. You zested that win. Sour power. Got a lime for the next fruit? Here's the odd lime. You twisted that guess. Citrus champ. Ready to coconut the next one? Here's the odd coconut. You cracked that win. Nutty victory. Can you grapefruit the next fruit? Here's the odd grapefruit. You squeezed that guess. Tangy triumph. Got a cranberry for the next one? Here's the odd cranberry. You bogged that win. Berry bold. Ready to dragonfruit the next fruit? Here's the odd dragon fruit. You slayed that guess. Spiky success. Can you papaya the next one? Here's the odd papaya. You scooped that win. Tropical treat. Got a fig for the next fruit? Here's the odd fig. You figured that out. Sweet win. Ready to date the next one? Here's the odd date. You timed that guess. Datelicious. Can you passion fruit the final one? Here's the odd passion fruit. You juiced that win. Passion packed. How many odd fruits did you spot?